king of beers with that distinctively clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud. And brought to you by your Southern California Honda dealers. Hello again, everybody. I'm Chick Hearn, along with Ruben Castillo, the former ring great, and again, an outstanding card for you. And I think the action fans are going to see tonight something they'll remember.
Oh, absolutely, Chick. And we got the little guys, the featherweights, fighting tonight, so that's going to be a lot of action.
All right, let's take a look at our headliner card.
We have first for the NABF Featherweight Championship, Luis Espinosa versus Jose Martinez. And for the IBF Featherweight Championship, Troy Dorsey versus Manuel Medina.
Now, the NABF title is vacant, but of course, Dorsey owns the IBF crown. And Dorsey, the former kickbox champion of the world, the first American ever to be a kickbox champion and also a world champion. Now, what about Dorsey? He's expected to win tonight, but he's against a tough youngster.
He's always in tough, and tonight proves once again that he's going to be in tough with Medina. Montecas has been in a lot of fights here at the Great Western Forum, and he's got to get by Troy Dorsey or Dorsey by him because they're looking for an Espinosa-Dorsey fight.
Well, don't know if we'll have a knockout, but in case we do not have a knockout, how will they score?
It's going to be on the 10-point must system. The winner of the round will get 10 points. The loser gets 9. In case of a knockdown, the fighter getting knocked down will get 8. And, of course, the gentleman set up will get 10.
Hey, fasten your seatbelt. We're Manuel Medina on Prime Network, Coast to Coast. That's next. Put it on the line tonight against Manuel Medina of Tijuana, Mexico. The title was won in June by Dorsey, and he did it with a solid right hand, a punch in the first round that knocked down and out Alfred Rangel. Rangel didn't even see the right hand coming. Did you see it? Watch closely. And Rangel's head snaps back, and that's all she wrote. And the champion Troy Dorsey tonight puts it on the line against Manuel Medina. Dorsey coming into the ring. Very, very popular young man from Mansfield, Texas.
I like that.
Record 12-3-4. He's the only American ever to hold the world championship in kickboxing and then convert and become a champion in professional boxing. 5'6", 125 3/4 pounds, handsome, 28 years of age. He won the title with a first-round knockout, as we told you, of Alfred Rangel in Las Vegas. He is a real great champion. Since the Persian Gulf War, he has been very, very sincere, let's use that word as veterans, but in his appreciation of the national anthem. And the challenger tonight, Manuel Medina, Tijuana, California. Record 38-3. Turned pro when he was 13. And of the 3 knockouts, one was suffered when he was 14 years old, the other when he was 15. So he's been doing pretty good since he grew up, hasn't he? Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, this IBF Featherweight Championship of the World. This bout is sanctioned by the International Boxing Federation, President Bobby Lee, Supervisor Jimmy Rondo, along with the California State Athletic Commission, the Chairman Ara Harabidian, Commissioner in attendance Jerry Nathanson, the Assistant Executive Officer at ringside is Steve English. Presenting the officials as appointed for this bout, judging at ringside from Mexico, Juan Ramirez, from Texas, Dave McCullough, and from California, Gwen Adair. And introducing the referee in charge of this bout, Robert Bird. All right, fans, here we go. This is it, 12 rounds of boxing, the IBF Featherweight Championship of the World. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing red trunks with white and blue trim and hailing from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. His weight is at 125 3/4 pounds. With a fine record of 38 wins, only 3 losses, he has 18 wins by way of knockout. He is currently ranked the number 3 contender, introducing the challenger, Manuel Medina. And his opponent across the ring. On my left, fighting out of the red corner, he is the defending champion. He enters the ring attired in black trunks and hailing from Mansfield, Texas. His weight is also at 125 3/4 pounds. His record, 12 wins, 3 losses, 4 draws, with 10 wins by way of knockout. And he is the current IBF Featherweight Champion of the world, known as the Destroyer, Dorsey. Here's your referee in charge, Robert Byrd, now to give instructions.
So, gentlemen, I gave you instructions in the dressing room. The only thing I'm going to tell you now, when I tell you to stomp, that's what I want you to do. When I tell you to break, I want you to break and break clean. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands all times. Let's do it.
Sure.
All right, the tail of the tape shows Dorsey at 5'6" and Medina at 5'8". Dorsey at 125 3/4, and so is Medina. Dorsey at 28 years of age, Medina 20. And the 66-inch reach for Dorsey, Medina 5-inch longer reach. Robert Byrd, outstanding referee, will be in the middle of the ring as the third man. IBF bout, Featherweight Championship on the line. Dorsey is the champion. Dorsey with a tremendous upper body. He just likes to fight. I'm sure he's a little bit stunned with the result of the previous fight, because he had the notion that he might fight Louis Espinosa for a big paycheck. Now the question is, will he get a shot at Jose Martinez? Or will a youngster here, as the youngster did in the previous fight? Will Medina, 20 years of age, defeat Dorsey? Ironically, Martinez was 8 years exactly younger. And here you have Medina 8 years younger.
You know, Chick,
Dorsey applying pressure. Excuse me.
Medina has more fights, a lot more fights than Dorsey, but you've got Dorsey, the champion. He's got much more experience being a world champion.
Sure. And remember, too, Medina turned pro at 13, age 13. He's won 10 straight since July of 1989. Dorsey won the title in June of this year with that KO of Alfred Ronhell. He was a former ABF titleist, gave that up. A relentless two-fisted banger is the best way to describe the guy in the black trunks, Dorsey. Likes to work the opponents on the ropes. He doesn't like to fight him in the middle of the ring. Oh, a solid right hand sends Medina back to the rope. No knockdown, slip, or push. Dorsey is an incessant body puncher. His eyes are on the chest of the opponent most of the time. That glove was picked off in the glove. Medina, as you can see, uses lots of movement. He doesn't have one-punch knockout power.
Dorsey came out the first round, Chick, coming throwing punches right at Medina, and I think he's trying to capture the respect of Medina because he figures that last fight, I'm going to go get this kid, make him respect me early.
Dorsey with a good right, solid right, off the jaw of Medina. Relentless pressure. He's inexhaustible. Good shot by Medina. Fired the head of Dorsey, and Dorsey puts him where he wants him. In the final seconds of round one of our 12-round championship bout. You hear fight fans talking about a power fighter, a hard puncher, and a boxer. And here's a great example. The guy in the black trunks is a solid, hard puncher. And the other kid a boxer. Dorsey makes me think that he believes he can take any punch that Medina can throw.
I think he's right. I think he can too, Chick. I mean, Medina is a good strong fighter. He'll take everything you've got, but he doesn't have that power. And a guy with if you're in with a guy like Dorsey, you're going to need some power or some speed.
Dorsey is a crowd pleaser. And the kid is squeezing the crowd now with some fine comeback shots. This, without question, is the toughest opponent that Medina has ever faced. He's out of Tijuana. He says the best win was over Steve Cruz, who was a former WBA champ, and the Harlem Butcher, as he's called, Tyrone Jackson. We might point out, too, that Medina is normally fights in the 130-pound class, but he's dropping down tonight. The loss of weight could bother him a little.
Yes, and of course, he's so much taller than Troy Dorsey. And he's so tall for this weight division. We talked about Manuel Medina in the last fight that we. Troy Dorsey fought some great fights with.
Whoa! Straight right hand. Right off the chin and the chest. Apparently Medina is in full control of his senses. They tell him to get up, and the referee, Robert Byrd, says, "Are you okay?" And the kid says, "Yes, for now." He's got puffiness over the right eye. The shot he just took was around the Adam's apple, glancing off of the chin.
I think he was more stunned or surprised by the shot than hurt.
We're in round 2 of a scheduled 12. Big puff, as I told you, above the right eye, and he's noted for that puffiness occurring in his fights. I'm talking about Medina. He didn't get hit with that last punch in that location, but obviously he did in other exchanges. If you've ever seen a confident-looking fighter, we're looking at him right above his Troy Dorsey.
He just landed a left hook that aroused the crowd.
Final seconds of round number 2.
And if you're scoring it, this is a 10-8 round.
10-8 round is right. Medina fighting back. Medina goes back to the corner, seemingly in full control of his senses. 5'8", 125 3/4 pounds. His record is 38-3 with 18 knockouts. And the punch that put him down came right off the tip of the chin. There it is.
There's a little short right hand. It was hit right on the button that we call the button, right on the chin.
Yep.
Here's another look, Chick. Pow. Oh, that surprised him more than hurt him, Chick, I think.
Well, we'll find out as we go to round number 3, because I know in this fight you've already got it, Dorsey well in front.
20-17.
Feverishly working in the corner of Medina now. His manager Nacho Piazar and Romeo Quirati doing their best. A little puffiness over the right eye. Round number 3. And, of course, the attack is put on by Dorsey. Wants to get him to the ropes again if he can. He had him in the corner when he floored him the first time. Oh, knockdown with the right hand.
Now that one hurt.
He is trying to get up. Now let's watch his legs. I think they'll be rubbery this time. Second knockdown of the fight. And he says he's okay, and Robert Byrd says fight on. And here comes Dorsey across the ring looking for the knockout here in the 3rd round to defend successfully his IBF Featherweight Championship. They're going to tell Dorsey to keep his punches up. That right hand is a devastating blow, but he can hurt you also with that left cross. Medina showing the 20 years of age that he possesses. In other words, he's trying to force the fight now, and that's just going to get him in more trouble. Unless he figures maybe he can take Dorsey out. You know, Dorsey is one of the few fellas that's ever fought for a championship with so few fights under their belt. He was a world champion, kick fighter, kickboxer. But he fought for a title, ladies and gentlemen, in his 14th pro fight. A few have done that, but not very many in modern history.
It took me 45 fights to get a title fight.
That's right. 14 fights is all. Isn't that something?
Unbelievable. That's talent.
Is Dorsey a little tired? I said he is absolutely inexhaustible, and I think he's just waiting for a shot of Medina to come in.
He's picking right now, Chick. He's just picking a shot now.
That's right.
He's just waiting for that one opportunity.
Good jab by Medina. The crowd is on Medina's side. He's converted them with just guts and courage. And he is saying virtually to Dorsey with his recovery, hey, you're going to have to put me out. And look at him move in and use a couple of rights to the head. And Dorsey said, I'll come and get you. And the kid said, I'll be waiting.
Ouch.
I tell you,
Waiting for that?
there's danger out there in the corner. Medina's made a remarkable recovery from 2 knockdowns. 30 seconds left in the round. Right above us, they fight. And Medina forcing the issue. I'll tell you, after that last right that knocked Medina down, Dorsey's got to have question marks whether or not that was his best punch. 10 seconds.
Wow.
Good round. All right, the round is over. Early in the second round, a quick knockdown with the right hand, and it looked like Medina was through with that right hand overhand shot from Dorsey, but not to be. If you're wondering now, Medina has been down twice. The 3 knockdown is not in effect. The 3 knockdown rule is not in effect. Medina has fooled me. He has really fought back. It was a good year in 1990 for Dorsey. In February decision, he lost a close disputed decision to Paez. Then in May, he stopped Bernardo Piñano in 8 rounds. Then in July, fought a draw with Paez.
I remember Piñango right here at the forum when he fought Frankie Duarte in a terrible, terrible decision.
I remember that.
Frankie outboxed him, did everything he wanted to, and still lost a split decision. Unbelievable.
They have said about Dorsey, I'm not saying he's been hurt yet, but they say that he fights better when he's hurt. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Medina does.
That's right.
Medina's been fighting professionally since he was 13 years of age. He's only lost 3 times, once when he was 14 and once when he was 15.
I tell you what, if he knocks Troy Dorsey down, we better get out of here because the forum will come down then, Chick.
They had a stunner in the first one. No one thought that Jose Martinez, or I don't believe many people thought, he could beat the veteran Louis Espinosa, but he did with a knockout in the 8th round, in the final half second of the 8th round. Maybe even tighter than that on the clock. Oh, that overhand right was a grazing blow off of Medina's cheek. Whew, that's the one that Dorsey wanted. Half a minute left, round 4. Medina told to keep his punches up. I tell you, since Medina was knocked down for the second time, he's come back to at least equalize the fight, if not dominate it a little bit. That blow off the forehead staggered Medina backwards. Oh, good combination, scored by Medina. A right, a left, and a right, and the round is over. Good round for Medina, and the crowd is behind the kid from Tijuana. And just a reminder, Budweiser Championship Boxing's Fight Night at the Forum returns to the Prime Network lineup 2 weeks from tonight, Monday, August 26th. The main event will feature the finals of the Budweiser Lightweight Tournament as Kelsey Banks, with a record of 18-1-1 and 11 knockouts, takes on Fidel Avendano, 31-1. With 21 knockouts. That's for the $65,000 championship check. Make your plans to join us, won't you? That's Budweiser Championship Boxing Fight Night at the Forum, 2 weeks from tonight, Monday, August 26th, and right here, Coast to Coast on Prime Network. Well, over in the corner of Dorsey, let's see if we can hear what they're saying to the man that was supposed to win this fight.
He's still trying to reach too high with the right hand. Just lower it. Shoot right here. You'll get it.
All right, here we go. Round number 5. If you joined us late, it's Troy Dorsey, if you don't know, in the black trunks against 20-year-old Manuel Medina of Tijuana. Medina rated number 5 in the IBF rankings. And, of course, the champ is wearing the black trunks, Troy Dorsey. They call him Destroyer. Robert says if you won't break, I'll break it. And Robert Byrd did. That was amazing. Both times that Medina went down, he landed right on his rump. And he just sat there and looked around and said, what right do you got to knock me down? And he got up, and both times, neither time were his legs rubbery.
No, not at all.
Nice right hand scored by Medina. And a right hand scored by Dorsey. And they exchange blows along the ropes, and that's where Dorsey likes to fight him. And Medina says, oh, a good right hand scored by Medina, and it was a counter punch off of a right hand by Dorsey.
I wonder what Dorsey's thinking. What is it going to take to keep this kid on the canvas?
They're warned about butting. I didn't see the butt, but apparently they did crack skulls. Neither man was cut. And maybe Robert Byrd was saying, be careful. We don't want this great fight to end on a cut from a butt. For a 20-year-old kid, this kid's got a little bit of ring savvy, you know?
He sure does.
Not the best defender in the world, and that's always been one of his problems. They say he's got to stay outside to have any chance to beat this guy. He's outside now. Here's where Dorsey wants to pin him to the ropes, but he can't. The kid just uses very agile, nimble footwork.
I think Troy's just playing the waiting game, Chick. He's waiting for that one shot again.
30 seconds left in the round. Round 5, 12-round championship fight. The champion, Troy Dorsey, with 2 quick knockouts in the early rounds, looked like he might be on his way to an easy paycheck. Not so. Not so. You hear the word crowd pleaser used a lot, and there's a good right hand by Dorsey and a counter punch by Medina. He's countering beautifully.
He's coming back very well.
Coast to coast, the 6th round. It's Manuel Medina against Troy Dorsey in the scorecard to date.
45-49 in favor of Troy Dorsey.
I think this could be a pivotal round in this fight. I think Dorsey has got to go after this guy because this young fella is dangerous.
He just wobbled him.
That's right, he's wobbled him. He's got Dorsey in trouble. That's exactly what I mean. This is a pivotal round in this fight. Dorsey right now is being beaten to the punch. He's a stronger puncher, no doubt about it. But this youngster is using every inch of intelligence ring-wise that he has learned since he joined the pros at 13 years of age.
I think Troy's getting a little careless with himself, Chick. I think he's getting upset, trying to take one shot, use one shot to take out Medina, and it's not going to work. He's got to pick his shots.
I want to keep an eye on Dorsey's conditioning. We were told that he was in super condition. Oh. There's a good combination by Dorsey. The left and the right. That's what he wants. There's the left. Now looks for the overhead and right. Dorsey, after a sluggish start in round 6, is coming on. But this kid is not backing up.
Heck no, look at these shots. Pow, pow, pow.
Good left hand. Or right hand, excuse me. Medina led with a right hand and totally surprised Dorsey.
Well, he switches over to that southpaw stance here.
Just for about a second.
That's right, just to make you mad.
Oh, there's a right hand that glances off the chin of Medina. And in the corner, Dorsey tries to finish him off. The kid says, no, come out here and get me.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. Medina's last fight was in May of this year. Scored a 7th round knockout over Augustine Salinas. And of course the last fight for Dorsey was his championship victory. A 1st round knockout of Alfred Rangel. Oh, look at the kid, come on. He's had a lot more experience and he's beginning to show it as the round ends. Standing ovation at the Great Western Forum for Manuel Medina, 20 years of age from Tijuana, and Troy Dorsey, the Texan, at 28 years of age. Ladies and gentlemen, Forum Boxing and AW Sports presents collectible boxing cards. They are beautiful. Now, at the first fight night of every month, the first 4,500 fans with a paid admission will receive a different set of collectible boxing cards, absolutely free. Each fight night, 20 autographed by Muhammad Ali will be randomly given away. The set includes past legends as well as current champions. Now that starts tonight and will go on for 7 consecutive months. It's a collectible boxing card presentation, yours free, the first card of every month. All right, here we go to the 7th round of a 12-round championship fight. The champion in the black trunks is Troy Dorsey. The challenger, obviously, Manuel Medina. They've done a good job of stopping the puffing over the right eye of Medina.
Troy's looking a little frustrated.
There's a great right hand. Who is?
Troy Dorsey's looking a little frustrated to me. He's unable to catch him with that
bumping heads again.
Big shot.
Well, he caught him with one that he thought finished the fight.
Right.
Medina has been down twice.
And while Troy's
some shots off the head of Dorsey.
While Troy's waiting for that one shot, Medina's piling up points.
That's a good point. That's a very good suggestion you just made. He's scoring a lot of punches that catch the eye of the officials. The referee, Robert Byrd, does not have a vote, and there's a solid right hand by Dorsey, the champ. He goes to southpaw style, temporarily.
He says if it works for Medina, it's got to work for me, baby. Look at him.
Got their feet tangled. Round 7. Jabbing and poking away and waiting to counter punch is Troy Dorsey. We've got a minute left in the round. Conditioning's liable to win this thing.
That's right.
I really think, and perhaps I'm wrong, that Dorsey underestimated this kid coming in.
Well, you know, Medina's one of those fighters that doesn't hit real hard, but he's constantly in your face, and he'll take everything you've got. So it's one of those real frustrating type of fights for you.
And he'll often wear you down, where in the later stages of a fight, he gets you and knocks you out. He's had 18 knockouts in his 35 wins.
If you're not in good shape, he's going to outlast you.
That's right.
Oh, there's a cut over the right eye of Troy Dorsey.
don't think it was from a butt, do you?
No, that's got to be a punch.
We'll stay here. Yes, there's a cut. I can't tell if it's over the corner of the eye.
The eyelid, I think, Chick.
If it's the eyelid, there's trouble because it'll bleed right in there. The round is over, and we'll go over to Troy Dorsey's corner.
Troy, you're throwing the big sucking touch right.
It's in a bad place.
It is in a bad place. Very tough to get a camera angle on it there because they got so many handlers, understandably, in there, trying to stop the flow, trying to check the deepness of the cut.
One shot won't do it. You hear me?
We can't tell for sure whether it's outside. Now, let's see what they say.
Not staying busy enough with your hands. That's exactly what Casey's telling you.
Referee taking a look.
I'm fine.
How's it on?
I'm fine. I can see I'm fine. Water.
All right, let's go, baby.
Get them shots flowing, Troy. And I don't want them big, heavy shots. I want some combination, sharp shots.
Casey Malone, his trainer, saying, I don't want those heavy shots. I want some combinations. Don't try to knock him out with one punch. Maybe you can't knock him out. Just go out there and get enough points that we win this thing. You don't want to lose your title here at the Great Western Forum in your first effort. That's your defense of that title that you won with hard work back in June of this year. That's not very long ago, a couple months, huh?
That's right.
We're going to keep as close a watch on the eye cut as we possibly can. They're telling Dorsey, don't hold him. Good right hand caught Dorsey coming in. I'm absolutely startled at the efficiency of Medina. He is a pretty darn good 20-year-old fighter.
And we commented about, or you commented, Chick, about Troy Dorsey doesn't get really going until he gets hurt. Well, it just happened that Medina didn't get started until he got hurt.
That's a very good point. I don't know how the fight's going to come out, but at this juncture, I don't feel that Dorsey took him as sincerely as he might if he had to train over starting right now.
Well, I don't think he trained for this fight as if he would for a Manuel Medina fight.
Good combinations again by Medina.
Unreal, Chick. Unbelievable.
Now against the rope. I'll tell you one thing Medina's done beautifully is stay off of the ropes for the most part.
That's right, Chick, and he's counter-punching with a lot of shots. He's been landing 3 punches to 1. Dorsey lands a good right hand, but he comes back with a jab and he gets off the ropes.
They ask Dorsey in his corner between rounds to throw some combinations. They have not been evident yet. Around 40 seconds left, and a stinging right hand comes from Dorsey. And Troy is hit him with everything but the ring post, folks. He's had him down twice, but on neither occasion did the kid appear to be hurt. I shouldn't call him a kid. He's 20 years of age. That classifies, I guess, as a kid. But he's a man in the ring.
Absolutely. Now he's starting to roll with punches, which is good.
But now he just took a good combination from Dorsey. One of the best that Dorsey's had in the fight. He's got Dorsey worried. There's no question about it. And this crowd is strongly behind Medina. I think at the outset they were pulling for Dorsey, the champion.
Scored 76-75 in favor of Troy Dorsey.
Troy Dorsey's coming out here and trying to finish this thing. His corner has told him, hey, you could get beat on points here.
I tell you what, Chick, those 2 knockdowns, if they don't happen, Medina's well ahead in this fight.
Medina's got a bit of a nick along the left eye.
Oh, look at the blood coming right into the eye of Troy Dorsey. They're going to check the cut.
Troy Dorsey's going to be checked by the doctors. Here comes Dr. Robert Carnes in to check the champion. It was not a butt. Eye injuries are one of the things they protect mostly.
I tell you what, that is one of the most competent doctors I know.
All right, he said fight on. Now he better really go to work. The next time they look at that eye, they might stop it. Be a terrible way to lose your title, but it's been done before.
Look at Medina come on strong, Chick.
He's got to come on strong. He's got to get to that eye again. I think if the doctors look at it again, they got a chance. We've got 2 minutes left to go in round 9. And Dr. Carnes along the sideline is taking a careful look, and so is the referee. And I think that they're going to stop this fight before it ends at the end of 12. Beautiful punching by Medina. Listen to this crowd. I swear to you, ladies and gentlemen, I know the present is always big, but this is as loud as I've ever heard a boxing crowd of this size at the Great Western Forum. There's probably 6,000 fans here. And Dorsey trying to protect that eye. And when you can't see, it's hard to protect. It's the shot that hits you that you can't see that'll get you.
That's a very good point, Chick. I know he can't see.
That eye now is totally covered with blood. It's coming down the cheek to the corners of his mouth. And this is only the 9th.
Look at Medina just powdering him with punches.
The question is, how good a cut man do they have in the corner if we get to the corner? Because we still got a minute left in round 9. A chance for 20-year-old Manuel Medina, the boy turned man, to win a championship. The face of Troy Dorsey is a mask of blood on the right side. And he's still punching the heart of a champion. And this is the one thing the doctors and the referees don't want to do. Stop it and take away his title if there's any chance that he can not be hurt seriously. They're going to have a doctor in his corner when the round ends. You can bet that they will examine him for the full 1 minute. We got about, 20 seconds left in the round. Dorsey fighting his heart out. He knows he's in trouble physically. We will stay here and cover it as well as we can. 10 seconds. Can Dorsey last? And if he lasts, will the doctors let him continue? There is the end of the round, and a blood-spattered champion goes back to the corner.
Wow. A standing ovation.
The manager, Dave Gorman. The trainer is Casey Malone. The referee, Robert Bird, is there.
Dr. Adam Carnes is in the corner.
Dr. Adam Carnes is there.
Start throwing sharp combinations, Troy. Just bunch it up.
Okay, they called a timeout. They examined him and they said, fight. They're going to continue the fight.
When you stop in front of him, don't sit there.
How have you got it scored?
I've got the fight scored dead even now, Chick.
Sit there and roll and roll and roll.
You had the previous fight dead even when it ended. In the final second of the 8th round, Jose Martinez knocking out Louis Espinosa.
He's trying to get under.
Like across, right across. Just shoot it across.
Straight down the middle.
Reach up with a hard jab on your left foot and then let the right hand go right across the middle.
You gotta go hard, babe. Gotta go hard.
All right, but keep your hands from the back. Protect yourself.
Get you weight in your leg.
Troy Dorsey sitting in the corner pondering what will happen in round 10 of our 12 rounders. They did a good job of stopping the flow of blood, but I imagine it's a temporary stop. One mistake a lot of fighters make when a man is cut, they work so hard to hit that spot again that it ruins the rest of their game.
That's a good point. But Medina is so jazzed. His confidence is so built, Chick. And he just reopened the cut again.
Yep, we've fought only about 41 seconds, or make it even 31 seconds, and it's open. Ruben Castillo's scorecard shows the fight dead even. Remember, Medina was knocked down twice. That cost him big numbers.
That's like losing 4 consecutive rounds, Chick. Those 2 knockdowns.
Dorsey has not been knocked down, but he has been cut. thing they have always said about Dorsey. He gets hit too often, and he cuts too easily. And isn't that been the case tonight? Now, we've got a minute and a half left in this round. Solid right hand by Dorsey. But you see, Dorsey's punches aren't bothering Medina now. In the first 2 rounds, he knocked him down twice. I think that Medina feels now that he can take the best shots at Dorsey. I'm not sure that's right, but that's what he thinks.
Well, he's warmed out now, Chick. His blood, his adrenaline is moving.
Speaking of blood, it's moving out of the eye area of Troy Dorsey, too. 1 minute left in round 10. Ladies and gentlemen, as Medina, 20 years old, 7 minutes away from a championship.
Now Dorsey's cut on the other eye, Chick. Both eyes are cut.
Against the ropes, and Dorsey is really having trouble seeing. He's right above us, and we're looking up as he blinks, trying to get vision. He has little or no vision in either eye. And I think they will stop this fight before it's over. Or before the normal conclusion, is what I should say. Half a minute. Blood, both eyes of Dorsey. Yes, they said he cuts, and he has been cut. I don't think it's
both eyes.
I think they're going to stop it. Nope. Referee Robert Byrd said, "Are you okay? Do you want to keep going?" And the champion said, "Yes, I do." What else is he going to say? 6 minutes left after the last 6 seconds of this round. Boy, I'll tell you one thing Dorsey's proved to me. He's a tough son of a gun.
Absolutely. Both fighters have hearts bigger than this for them.
Well, now, Dr. Robert Carnes is there.
Don't stick your head in
The
there
referee
and stop, Troy. You're sticking your head in there and stopping in front of the man.
has told
Come in
him
there with the punch.
to roll
When you
the
see
clock.
him coming,
I'm fine.
just put your head down and punch.
They're controllable. We just got 2 rounds. They shouldn't be no problem.
Whenever it's an eye injury, they're especially careful.
I just want to see them work the ring.
You're all right. Troy, you gotta get some punches flowing, buddy.
They're going to let it go on.
And
No
punch off
stoppage.
your body move. Water. Where's the water, David? Punch off your body move.
Dr. Carnes walks away.
When you're moving in, punch when you see him coming in. I don't care if you can see him or not. Let them punches go. Just turn them loose.
They're asking him, can you see him when he's coming in? And he said sometimes. Troy Dorsey came all the way from Mansfield, Texas for the defense of this title. And now if he can keep the blood from covering the eyeballs of either eye, let alone both, he's still got a chance. Have you got Medina in front?
I've got him up 95 to 94.
That's unofficial, folks. But I'll tell you, it's very accurate.
Those 2 knockdowns were the big factor in this fight.
And of course, the big factor is also, let's be fair, the 2 cuts in the eyes of Dorsey.
Right.
But what you're saying on the scorecard is true. Medina, if he could win this title, sets himself up for some big money fights. And Troy Dorsey loses the opportunity for some big fights. Some people estimated he was going to get $500,000 for his next defense. Will there be another defense? They're going to stop it. It's all over. It's over.
Dr. Carnes is
The
motion to
referee
stop
doesn't
it.
see him. The doctor has said stop it. The referee didn't see him. And they're fighting on. I can't believe that they don't stand up and tell them to stop it. They were pounding, and did he not signal to stop it?
Yes, Dr. Carnes motion, Chick.
Yes, he
Stop
did.
the fight.
Absolutely. Robert Byrd didn't see it. Robert still feels that Dorsey can defend himself, and that's the criteria for stopping or not, unless you've got a severe cut in the eye. Are they going to let him go on? We're in the 11th round, and there's 1 minute and 18 seconds left in this round. Robert Byrd takes another look. It's going to be a timeout so the doctors can take another look at the eyes, and I don't think they'll go on.
I don't think he'll allow it to go on.
The depth of the cut the area of the cut will be part of the criterion. They're going to go on. Woo! Look at that face. Get a close-up, please, if you can. And I know that you'll try so hard, Jerry and Susan, with your great camera crew. It's hard to get a close-up picture. But, boy, I'll tell you one thing. You can go to fights a long time, and you won't see a fella that looks like he's hurting as badly as Dorsey does. Whether or not there's that much pain there, we don't know. We got about 42 seconds left in round 11. They're certainly giving Dorsey every break that he could get.
Oh, of course, he's a champion.
Yep.
You've got to give him that chance, Chick.
As long as there's no chance for a permanent injury. And I agree with the doctors. They took a careful look that time.
Robert Carnes and Dr. Adam Carnes, very, very competent doctors. The best we have.
Just because there's blood, folks, doesn't mean that it's a, well, you know, a life-endangering injury or a sight-impairing injury. And sometimes we're misled by that. And meanwhile, Medina trying to use him for a punching bag. And again, the great heart of Troy Dorsey. And they're going to come to the ring of Dorsey. And will they let him go out for the 12th and final round? Our cameraman, our sound crew working into the corner. And Dr. Carnes hasn't even looked at the fighter yet. And I think he's going to stop it. He wants to talk to the referee, Robert Byrd. What did he just tell him?
I think he says he should stop it. That's my feeling.
Well, I think if he's going to...
He motioned his head.
Wait a minute. I don't think the decision has been made yet. It has not.
Last round, Philip, last round.
They're going to fight. Robert Byrd tells us, and he's so cooperative with
This round,
us.
baby.
They're going to go to the 12th round.
Let's go, son.
Troy Dorsey, you can bank on this, is going to come out, try to knock out Manteca's Medina.
Here we go to the 12th round. Boy, these two guys have made a believer out of me.
Unreal.
Chick Hearn with Ruben Castillo from the Great Western Forum, coast to coast on Prime Network. If you like boxing, you'll find it here every 2 weeks. Our next show is on the 26th. This is only Dorsey's 20th professional fight. Medina, though he is only 20 years of age, is fighting in his 42nd professional fight. Dorsey won the crown, an ABF title, in only his 14th professional fight. Not many people in the history of the sport have ever been given an opportunity in that few fights. Right above us now, and we will get spattered. Dorsey wants to take him out with one punch, of course. But if the corner of Medina hasn't told him, be careful, I would be surprised. And I think that Dorsey wants to finish this fight on his feet. He has not been knocked down. The round is half over. A mask of crimson. Right hand scores again. Medina probably doesn't like the jab that's in front of him now, pulverizing that already lacerated face. But that's the art of boxing. That's the art of fighting. Put your arms down, Medina, and Dorsey will knock you out. And that's, of course, the criterion on which you fight. He doesn't like damaging the man any more than you would or I would. We're in the final minute of the fight.
Oh, there's a headbutt by Medina.
40 seconds. The only way Dorsey can win this now, in our opinion, is a knockout. Or at least a knockdown. The IBF Featherweight Championship is on the line. And it's very possible that in 15 seconds, the belt will pass from Dorsey to Medina. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. It's all over. Medina jumped up to the second rope and then came down in the arms of one of his handlers. Another handler runs to greet him. An incredible finish to a hard fight.
Manuel Paez has him on his shoulders.
Paez in the ring. He and Dorsey had 2 wars of their own. And here is Manuel Medina snatching the championship away from the game champion Troy Dorsey on Prime Network, coast to coast. Great Western Forum, the house of many great sporting events and boxing matches, has just housed a fight that exhilarated the fans to an extent that you rarely see. We are working into the corner now of Troy Dorsey, Mansfield, Texas, 28 years of age, defeated in his first title defense. He wore for only a couple of months the IBF Featherweight Championship belt that he captured on the 3rd day of June this year. Cut in both eyes, he was unable to virtually see except for a few seconds at the start of each of the last 3 rounds. The young man that beat him, Manuel Medina, 5'8", 125 3/4, just 20 years old, runs his record to 39-3. He is the new champion, and Jimmy Lennon Jr. will give us, well, we don't know he's a new champion. There's been no decision yet. Let's find out about the decision. We're making an assumption. Jimmy?
Ladies and gentlemen, before I read the point totals, we have seen an outstanding 12-round bout. No matter who the winner is, they both deserve recognitions for a fine try. Troy Dorsey and Manuel Medina. Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we have a unanimous decision, and here are the score totals. Judge Dave McCullough scores the bout 115-112. Gwen Adair scores the bout 115-111. Roberto Ramirez scores the bout 114-111. All 3 in favor of the winner and the new IBF Featherweight champion, Manuel Medina.
Winner by unanimous decision, Manuel Medina. And he's being fitted for a new belt. In our first fight tonight, a 21-year-old Jose Martinez upset the favored Louis Espinosa for the vacant NBA Featherweight Championship. And youth must be served. Here in our second fight, Manuel Medina, 20 years of age, defeats his 8-year elder, Troy Dorsey, and he takes with him the IBF Featherweight Championship belt formerly owned by Troy Dorsey. Let's go to Ruben Castillo for the interview area.
Okay, thank you, Chick. This is an upset number 2 for the evening. Manuel speaks no English, so I'm going to have to speak to him in Spanish. I want to ask him first, this has got to be the greatest feeling in the world for him. Primeramente, Manuel, felicidades, y yo sé que es un triunfo que nunca se te va a olvidar.
Realmente, como tú dices, nunca se me va a olvidar porque peleé con un gran campeón y que en sí venía como campeón y lo respeto mucho, es un gran campeón y por gracias a Dios yo lo pude vencer a él, ya que yo supe vencerlo más pronto que él a mí.
He says that this has got to be the greatest win for him. It's a great champion in Troy Dorsey, and he came at him and he fought him as a champion. I want to ask him, after the 2 knockdowns, what his thoughts were, if that was in his mind the end of the fight. Las primeras 2 caídas que tuviste, ¿qué pensaste tú? Si era el último de la pelea, si te iban a derrotar, ¿qué fue lo que pensaste?
Pues realmente yo nunca pensé negativo, nomás simplemente que sufrí una caída y como me senté bien, pues a seguir adelante como todo mexicano. Hay que sacar adelante a nuestra patria mexicana y sobre todo a Baja California, donde soy yo.
He said he didn't feel that was into the fight. It was something that happened, but he came back like a true Mexican. He came back to win the title. Felicidades, hermano.
Okay, muchas gracias y un saludo.
Okay, I want to bring Troy Dorsey back. I want to bring Troy up here to talk to him. Here we go. Troy, this has got to be a really tough time for you, being a world champion, fighting guys like Manuel Medina. How do you rate Manuel Medina as opposed to the champions and the fighters that you have fought?
He wouldn't stop, and I couldn't catch him. You know, you could see it on TV. I was hesitating, and he was just getting off first, and he proved to be the best man tonight.
Troy, after the 2 knockdowns, did you feel that this was going to be another knockout for Troy Dorsey?
Well, yeah, I kind of relaxed, and then I tried to be patient and take my time, and then, you know, he took advantage of that opportunity.
When did you feel that it was starting to slip away from you?
Oh, I felt like it was always, you know, within reach for me. I guess the last 3 or 4 rounds, I knew that if I didn't take control, then he was going to come away.
Were you having a problem seeing?
No problem seeing.
Because the blood was it was flowing profusely.
Well, I had a little problem at some time, but I'd like to thank God once again for this day, and I'd like to uplift and praise his name.
He'll be back.
Well, I'm sure you will definitely be back, Troy.
Yes, sir.
Troy, let's go back to ringside or Chick Hearn.
All right, thank you very much. 2 great champions. And the winner, Manuel Medina, hoisted onto the shoulders of Paez, the new IBF featherweight champion, 20-year-old Manuel Medina, on Prime Network, coast to coast.